And like Ollie's sat there, and he's like, "I'll see you tomorrow." And the monkey's like, "Yeah, all right, see you later." He's looking all fed up because he's got home to go to, and he's still stuck in where he's basically working every day. Right? He's never going home, right?
Now he's sleeping at work.
So
All right, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abhyuday, and today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 4 of the Ricky Gervais Show. Without any delay, let's jump into it.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Karl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome
comes
to
the
the Ricky Gervais
animation.
Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington.
all right.
I got a text from Karl yesterday, Steve.
A text from Karl, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just read it to you. Okay. See you to Moz for a face rub at 6:30 then. No bum tubes though. So I was intrigued and I called Karl and said, I think you've just sent me a text by mistake. What's the explanation of that?
My mate, right, Russell, he said, you know, there's things that go on in life that you need to experience.
Is he
Yeah.
talking about like
He
butt
said, just
plugs
pop
like he
along
was
and,
doing?
I didn't say yes straight away.
What's a face rub? You mean a
2 episodes
facial?
ago, I
where
think
you
he
lay
talked
down?
about
just clean your face with a flannel
Yeah.
and that.
So
but it's-
you're going to go lie down with another man and have your face
well,
fiddled
no,
with?
this is what I was saying to him. There's a couple of questions. I didn't just say yes straight away. I questioned it. I said, well, I'm not that happy with this. I said, look, there's nothing weird going on here, is there? I said, it's not a house, is it? It's a proper clinic and that. He said, yeah, it's proper. You wear a dressing gown and that. I said,
He
well,
would
I'm
like
not.
to
So he's already got you in the dressing
Yeah,
Yeah,
gown?
well, I haven't agreed to that. Today I've worn a little round polar neck sort of jumper so I don't have to take it off. It's not going to get in the way of my face. I made sure I didn't wear a shirt with a collar. I'm not taking this off. They can put the dressing gown on top of this.
Right.
I don't know if it's a woman who rubs my head. Don't know if it's a bloke or whatever.
Well, the thing is, you get extra, don't you, for your face rub, because your face goes all the way back over the top of your head down to the back of your neck.
But all I was,
So you've got a big face, haven't you?
all I was saying to him is, I'll have the face rub, but I don't know if once you're in there,
Right.
they try and sell you the old
The old.
the bum tube thing.
What's a bum tube?
What's a bum
Do you-
Is
tube?
that a euphemism? What are you talking about?
The thing where they pop a tube in and put coffee in your belly and it cleans you out and that. That's
An
what-
enema?
What?
Why would you have that?
I don't want
Enema?
it. I don't think
Why
you need
not?
to. Just
I don't know
because
what
I
that
think
is.
I've said to you before about
Never
you know,
heard that before.
you don't need to be that clean inside. You know what I mean? I don't mind washing my face. But what
coffee.
occasion do you need where you're that cleaned out? Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's always a clear tube and that, and you see all the stuff whizzing past. I don't understand why it's clear. I don't know why you've got to see what's coming out of you. Like it's, you know, like the generation game, making notes of what's whizzing past. Forget it.
I was watching some different TV. Saw an amazing documentary. It was called Tribes. This guy, and he goes and lives with different tribes around the world. These small little indigenous people. And there was one. He went to Papua New Guinea in Indonesia, right, Karl? He lived with the Kombai tribe. All right. Now, this Papua New Guinea is an extraordinary place because it is one of the only places left on Earth that hasn't been fully explored. There are parts of it
It's in
that
Indonesia. I
it's just
think,
blank on the
near-
map because they've never explored there. They don't know what's there. They don't know what's going on. So, firstly, that must already freak you
Really?
out. Imagine that. 21st century, they have no idea what's going on down there.
Right.
But do they need to know if there's nothing going on?
Well, they don't know what's going on. There could be stuff going on.
No, but there's no chance that they'll go, we haven't been over there, and someone goes and there's like an Arndale centre. Nothing's going to be there, is it? So there's no.
Well,
no
I'll tell you
point.
what is there, okay? There's these various small tribes. Some of these tribes are still cannibals, eating people from other tribes.
Do they know they could move on? Have they got a telly? Or have they seen a telly and gone,
They've
I'm not up
got a
for that?
telly.
Or are they saying,
It's not the Amish.
They haven't chosen
but what is
this.
the difference between the Amish and these people?
Well, the Amish are a group of people that choose to live in that way. These people are just essentially untouched by civilization.
Right.
I mean, they do have interaction with civilization, and people do come there, but they still live in this very, very
They
almost
also
prehistoric
chose-
way.
They did
To
buy a
live
telly,
like
but there
that,
was nothing
right?
on because there isn't any broadcasters.
They can
in
plug
place.
it in.
Yeah.
They're having an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
But there was one guy, okay, now he said that his brother was dying. This was a couple of years ago, right? His brother was dying. He said to his dying brother, what happened? Why are you dying? This guy said it was a bloke in another village. Okay, he goes over to the other village. He kills this other bloke, right? He eats him, or eats bits of him. The other village gets a bit annoyed. They go, what's going on? Why did you kill this bloke? He went, sorry about that, right? They said, well, you need to make it up to us. He gave him a pig. They said, a pig's not enough. They gave him 5 pigs, so 5 pigs apparently made up for the fact that they'd killed one of them. They said, well, hang on, what are you going to do with this bloke's wife?
Why were they bartering? Why didn't they just get the police in and say, what's going on?
What police?
What police?
Yeah. Why didn't they call in Kojak? Because he'd have sorted it out, wouldn't he?
What I mean is, right, they're miles away from anything, but it doesn't sound like the great place to live, right? Could they not move? Could one of them go, do you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm moving or whatever and go to a proper city. How far away is this these Papa people?
Papa people.
To the next.
They're like the Smurfs. They're very like the Smurfs.
But how many miles away from a place with a normal life going on?
But think about this, Carl. Firstly, they don't speak the language. So they don't have any practical skills. They've got no experience of civilization. So even if they chose to go and live in one of these cities, what can they do? How can they function?
I think there's some bacteria that has better lives than that.
That's got to be offensive.
God.
Why?
Some bacteria with a better life.
Okay, how about this is one of the weirdest things. This is one of the weirdest things.
That was amazing.
An entire race
Just
of
dismiss.
people.
Just
I'm not having a go, but I'm just saying I wouldn't fancy it, is what I mean.
But they
You know what I
don't
mean? We're living
know
in
of
ice.
another world. How can they imagine that they could... Oh, I'll tell you what, this is boring. I'm tired of hunting for food and eating fish from the river. I'll tell you what, I'd like a world where there's iPods and room service. I'm going to go and move to New York. They're not thinking like that, are they, Carl? Because they don't know.
People go to these places on holiday now. They like a little bit of danger. They like to see how the others live. So all I'm saying is we know they exist.
Yeah.
The Papa people, maybe people aren't going there. It doesn't sound like the best place. I can't imagine it having a tourist board or anything, right? But would they accept me if I popped over there and, with Suzanne in Papa?
Well, okay, this is one of the things that they do, okay, which is a tradition you may have to do. These combine, right, they invert their penises. So they push their penises back up inside their bodies.
Like a sock.
Ricky's expression was like...
Well,
Keeps it out of the way.
And his eyes got smaller in the animation.
Of what?
Well, if you're running through the undergrowth, chasing a hog, you don't want it flapping away,
But
it's also become a kind of ceremonial thing. So if you were over there, you may well have to try it yourself.
You would have to try it yourself. If you went there, you'd have to try it yourself.
but even caveman had little pants on.
Whoa!
Slow down.
Rewind.
What do you mean?
Again, you've
There
been
he
watching the
goes.
Flintstones.
No, it's just,
Is it a leopard skin pair of pants that's actually quite a... Go on.
But it's a well-known fact that they wore, like, bear pants or whatever.
Bear pants. What do you mean, bear pants? No. Listen, you are a qualified anthropologist. So what?
I mean that whenever you see them on footage or in a museum,
Whenever you see that
well,
early
it's been
documentary
shaking.
footage.
It's black and white as well, isn't it? Caveman
Thinking
footage.
about a documentary.
you always see them wearing a little bit of
movies
fur,
also.
fur little pants and that. So what I'm saying is, even though what year is it to these people in the woods?
I don't know what this conversation is anymore. He's just clutching at straws. His mind, it's like a fly. His mind, isn't it? It's just buzzing round. It's trying to find a window. It is just
It's
like
hitting against pieces of information, but it's just bouncing off.
yeah.
Dazed to perplexed.
Forget it then.
Forget it then. Okay, that was crazy, but I loved how Carl just went into Papua New Guinea and the culture, and he just doesn't understand that their way of life is that's all that they know of, right? They can't come to the Western world or any other country for that matter and just try and live life like that. But the entire conversation around it by Carl is magic. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue because I think this will keep getting better.
I was shopping with Carl before Christmas, and we went round sort of Piccadilly and St James's, and those really beautiful shops around there. And I went in one shop. You had to ring a bell to enter.
Yeah.
They came down, and it's like a iconoclastic sort of shop, and they've
Right.
found things from churches and nearly all Russian 16th century pieces onwards. This beautiful carvings and paintings and statues, and I went, oh, it's beautiful. And as I was looking round, I heard Karl sidle up to the bloke and go, "What's the newest thing you've got here?"
Yeah, sure. That's his first thing.
Antique
I
shop.
mean, that is the wrong question to ask of a man who's clearly in antiques.
Yeah.
Proud of the fact he's got 16th century iconoclastic Russian stuff, to ask, what's the newest thing you've got here? I mean, what sort of question is that? Oh, I don't know, probably the doorbell. I don't know, what does he want to say? Oh, my shirt. What were you
hoping
thinking?
for?
He just thinks
I think it's
differently.
an alright question, because he
Yeah.
was saying there's loads of old stuff in there, and he kept going on about the old stuff. So what was to say? Or what's the
What's new?
newest thing you've got?
And what was
Do you know
the
what he
newest
said
thing?
to it? The other question he asked him?
Yeah.
He said, how often do you get new stuff in? And I said to him, why did you ask that? He said, well, I was thinking, if you got antiques and you sell it all, what's left?
What?
Like someone's going to sell all the antiques in the world because they're not making. He said because they're not making any new stuff.
What
does
does
that
that
mean?
mean?
They're not making any new stuff.
But I know for a fact no one's ever going to go in there and buy the lot anyway. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm not at any point in my life, and I don't think it'll ever happen, will I go, I need some old Russian wood.
It was brilliant.
Oh,
It was,
Russian
Steve,
wood.
it was beautiful. It's amazing stuff. There's stuff.
God.
There's these things from the 16th century of sort of like saints and monks, and they're carved
But
and they're.
there's loads of it. It's just all piled up. No one's interested.
So this antique shop with, the Russian carvings and all this shop or the items in the shops in general, they're priceless because they're from another age altogether, like from the 1300s or the 1500s. And at this point in time, they've become so unique and rare that they're priceless. So, I mean, people who do collect items from, not items, but antiques, let's say, in general, they do come and buy stuff like this. And Carl doesn't understand that concept because he thinks he doesn't need it. So why would anyone else need it, right? But if you think about it, like today, something like a record player or a Walkman, that's unique. And pretty soon, if it's not already, it will be an antique because we don't have anything like that anymore on a large production scale. So, and earlier when they used to make these kind of products, it used to have a very, it used to be with care. Nowadays the products are just made and you don't even know when something's going wrong with the product. I have these headphones. The microphone got pretty much done for within 10 days, and I'm still waiting for a replacement. But it didn't used to happen earlier, even in the 90s, when I remember very clearly that 20 years products used to stay 15, 20 years easy. And I have things at my house, or at least used to have till about 5-7 years ago, which were 30 years old or whatever. So yeah, anyway, coming back to the antique store, people do buy it. People collect antiques, and they are valuable. Anyway, let's continue.
If I was him, I'd go, do you know what? I'm into this, but no one else is. Close shop. Because seriously, it's just piles up on piles of like old bits of wood with
People
pictures
buy
on it.
it.
And that.
But
There was
think
one
of a man.
fella.
Just think of a man 400 years ago that carved this.
No, but nobody wants it, do they? I've never heard anyone say, oh look, it's my birthday coming up. I'll tell you what I'd love.
What?
Bit of old Russian wood. It doesn't happen.
The way it puts it.
That's what I'm saying. I've never
Old
heard anyone
Russian
saying
wood.
it like. I've never overheard someone saying, "You don't know where the Russian shop is, do you?" And this is in London where the rates are high. There was this thing, right, Steve? Them old drawings on like.
It was like a panel from a church that someone had painted,
right, yeah.
and I think it was like from sort of like 1590 or something.
Yeah.
And it was this a picture of this this saint, wasn't it?
So 1590. It could be from any time, really. So there's this one there, right, leaning up against the wall, and most of them in there was that Stalin bloke, right? But there was this little fella.
Right, can I just stop you there? Lenin.
Right, all
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So he was on all these bits of wood and stuff, But I saw this other little face, right, little fella with a beard, right. So I said, "Who's this bloke here?" He said, "Oh, the story there, right." He said, "It's this little fella, and he got mugged back in Russia." This is right, isn't it? This is what he was saying. He said he got mugged.
It's just that term. I love that term in a 16th century Russian wood. Oh no, I'm being mugged.
So he got mugged.
He got happy slapped.
And he said, "I've had enough of this." Right.
Yeah.
And he went to live in the woods. Right.
I love
Made
how
like
he
a little
said that.
shed. Stayed there. People went to visit him, and like if you got a problem, you knock on his door and you go, "Oh, I'm sick of it." And he'll sort of say, "Yeah, I know what you mean. I've moved out of the city and what have you." And he'd make them feel better, and then they go again. Now, why has that man got a plaque?
Black.
If he was around now, there's no way he'd have a bit of wood with his face on it, is what I'm saying. If someone had got fed up with living in London or New York or whatever, and they go, "I'm going to go and live in the woods," people wouldn't visit him, and he wouldn't get a piece of wood with his face on, is what I'm saying. But this man is selling it for about, I think it was about 750 quid for this bloke's head.
But the chances are that this is either a well-known Russian folktale, or it may even be a piece of classic Russian
He's a
literature.
saint. He was a saint. He was
well, in which
canonised.
case,
But
yeah.
everybody was a saint years ago. That seems to be like thrown about, doesn't it? Who's
Fair
a saint
point.
now? Name him one now. Yet this fella lived in the woods in a hut. Oh yeah, that's Saint John or whatever. He's not a saint. He's done nothing. If anything, he's sort of said, "I can't be bothered with living in a city with everyone else. Everyone else has got to put up with it, but I can't put up with it. I'm going to live in the woods." Well, if you can't put up with it, you're not good enough, are you? You've got no stamina. And yet he gets a plaque. Is what I'm saying.
Plaque.
It's annoying.
Who would
What
you
is
like to
that?
see? Who would you like to see get a plaque in the modern world? Who deserves a plaque in your opinion?
Probably like nurses and that who do a lot of bad things that I think I couldn't do that, carrying lungs about and all that.
Carrying lungs.
No, but I couldn't do. Do you know what I mean? That's one job that my mum wanted me to be a doctor.
Whoa! What was she thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, what's her
This
expectations
particular
like
apple
now?
didn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, when did she start giving up that dream? At what age did she start
We're
going, "Carl, you
going
don't need to
into
study
it.
your books anymore. Go and play with the worms in the garden." When did she sort of like let you off that
Is
dream?
it the day that she caught you with a spoon up your nose?
Ricky's laugh
But
is
anyway, talk.
extremely infectious. He's just someone, when you hear him laugh in a conversation, or if Carl is telling a story or anything, you automatically want to laugh. That's how infectious it is. It's extremely. At sometimes it is annoying because he interrupts Carl or Steve in between the stories and anything, whatever conversation that they're having. But it is damn infectious. Anyway.
Talking of emails and that, right? Nick,
Mhm.
who's emailed from Australia, right, Melbourne. He's been going on about dolphins and that, problems with dolphins.
What problems?
He's just saying when that wind happened, there was like a bad wind thing going on.
Hold on, wait a minute. What bad wind?
What bad wind.
In America, they had that.
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
And there was like a little
God.
bay with dolphins in it, and
Right.
that, with all guns on them and stuff.
What? Whoa.
They use dolphins, don't they? They say they're an intelligent animal and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've got them all like, they've all had the training. They're all like ready for battle and stuff.
Right.
No.
Got like rifles on them.
What do you mean rifles?
They've
How
got-
can
they've
they
got
hold the
weapons,
rifle?
they've got-
How can
they've
they
got-
hold the rifle?
No, it's sort of on a strap and that.
What do you mean it's on a strap?
I don't know what they kit them out with, but they're just ready for war whenever
What
it
are
kicks
you
off.
talking about?
Listen, no, that isn't the point. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we
But
leave
what
that
I'm
one, do
saying
we?
is-
That's not the point, so let's leave it.
So they're swimming about.
Yeah, with
little
with
bay.
rifles and berets.
Whatever they've got on.
Yeah.
Right, ready for
Is this
battle
a
and
video
stuff.
game
Yeah,
or
ready for
what?
that, yeah.
The wind comes in.
The wind comes
The
in.
wind.
makes a wave and that. They get out of the little bay,
Yeah.
still all kitted out with all the, weapons.
You're
I love the
bollocks.
music.
Steve, do you want to look at the email?
Well,
mate?
there's no way.
It's
There's
bollocks.
loads of dolphins now swimming round, kitted out
Causing
with
problems.
guns and that, with a strap. How can a dolphin hold a... Again, you've been watching Planet of the Apes. Oh, he's trying to talk to us. What's he saying? He's saying, "Go ahead, punk, make my day."
No,
You're talking shit.
It's just news to say if there's dolphins, if you see a dolphin in that, don't go, "Oh, it's friendly," because there's some with weapons now.
What nonsense is this?
I'm just reading it out on email. That'll cover it and that. So
Bollocks.
Okay, So the dolphin thing. Um, I think I did read some story about the CIA kind of having a program of training dolphins into doing something. I think someone might have emailed Carl about it, but the way he tells it, obviously a distorted story, the way he tells it is completely wrong. I don't think the dolphins have guns strapped to them, and then they, during Hurricane Katrina, they're just blown away from the bay, and then just they're roaming about in the entire world, just having guns strapped on AK-47s. So I don't think that's the case, but there was an article. I don't remember the entire story, but I did read something about that, and it is ridiculous to even read something like that. So hearing it for the first time from Carl's mouth and the story filter that he puts in with the imagination that he has, that must be something else. And obviously, Ricky has to call him out and say it's bollocks. But okay, so that's it. Anyway, let's resume.
Carl, can we have some monkey news before I die?
Oh yeah, monkey news.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news, yeah.
This monkey that was knocking about called Ollie. It was in this zoo.
Ollie.
Um,
Okay.
And it was the only monkey in there, right? And it was getting a bit lonely because, like, it was sharing its sort of time with, say, an elephant and a giraffe. And
No,
that.
it doesn't happen.
And they didn't really
No,
get on that well.
Wait, they do
No,
not
well, let me
put,
just tell you.
They do
let
not
me
put
tell you.
chimpanzees
Yeah, but let
in
me
with...
tell you.
Well,
No,
it's not true.
I know
Why
they're
would
not-
he share his time
I
with an
know they're
elephant
not
and a giraffe?
Gervais, it was some kind of flat share. They put an advert in the student union.
Yeah,
saying we
but
need,
I'm
we've
not-
got
I
2 rooms to let.
African mammal wanted,
Well,
not
anyway,
specific.
but
A mammoth and a...
What I'm saying is there was other elephants for elephants to knock about with and that. The monkey, it was the only one there. So what happened is the zookeeper
Right.
felt a bit sorry for him. He started to sort
He
of
was
get
alone.
pally with him. So at lunchtime, when the zookeeper was
In a
sat on
bar.
the wall having his like butties or whatever, he'd sort of go, "You all right?" And it used to come over closer and closer. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, within a month, he was sat on the wall having his lunch with him. Right?
But
But
untrue.
anyway,
Go
so
on.
he sat there, and as time goes on, you know,
Yeah.
he's sort of sat with him most of the day. Monkeys
Yeah.
walking around with him, helping feed the other animals. And
No.
No.
But then what happened is the zookeeper, at the end of the night, when he's like locking up and stuff,
Yeah.
he'd feel bad because he'd be leaving the zoo, and like Ollie's sat there, and he's like, "I'll see you tomorrow," and the monkey's like, "Yeah, right, see you later." He's looking all fed up because he's
See
got
you
home
later.
to go to, and he's still stuck in his where he's basically working every day. Right? He's never going home, right?
Now he's sleeping at work.
So anyway,
Yeah.
the zookeeper goes home, says to his wife, "Look, Ollie's having a bit of a time at the moment." So she said, "Oh yeah, what's going on?" He said, "Well,
What's been
he's looking a
going
bit fed
on?
up. You know, he's sick of it." So she said, "Bring him home."
It didn't happen.
So
This is
anyway.
in your head.
So she said, "Yeah, bring it home tonight." So anyway, he's looking forward to going into work and that. He sees Ollie, he doesn't
Zookeeper-
tell him straight away.
Can't just take an animal away from the zoo like that.
Surprise for him later.
He gets to the end of the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, "Get your coat." He's like, "What?"
Get your coat.
What do you mean, get your coat?
Whatever the equivalent is.
Whatever
right?
the
Whatever you say
equivalent.
to a monkey, it was kind of like, you know, "You're coming with me," sort of thing.
Right.
So he's going, "Oh, brilliant." Anyway,
No, he's not.
So
What
he
do you mean he's going brilliant?
He takes
Look,
it
so
home.
he gets-
Brilliant.
And he...
Can't go on his line, right?
Yeah.
He goes back to the zookeeper's house. Everything's going well for about a week and a half.
Right.
Treating him really well. He's sat there,
Okay.
you know, he's having a brandy at night before he goes to bed.
What?
So he said to his wife, "Look,
What
you're
is this
at home all
mafia
day,
movie?
Right?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to work. I'll leave it with you. Right? So Ollie stays at home.
Yeah.
Anyway, as time
Oh.
goes on,
Look at Ricky.
a little bit of trouble. Whilst the fella's busy at work, Ollie starts getting a little bit cheeky. Tries it on with the missus.
Whoa. Right.
How does a monkey try it on with the
Are you
missus?
So
talking
this
shit?
is classic monkey news.
This
how
is
does it try
classic
it on with-
monkey
So he's
news.
a bit drunk.
It is bollocks.
He stinks of smoke. He tries it on with the missus. How does he try it on with her?
I don't know all the detail on
You don't
on
know
that
any
bit.
of the
I don't know
details.
the detail on that bit. But
You don't
all I
know any of the
No, I don't know
details.
the details on that bit.
You
but
don't
I
know
know
any of the details.
So what happened? So while the zookeeper's away, the monkey did play. Did the zookeeper's wife reciprocate these affections?
She probably went along with that at first. You know, she's cooking at home, getting the tea ready. That's walking past, pinching her arse. or whatever. And it's, do you know what I mean? It starts off just like it does, with humans. It starts off as a bit of fun. Before you know it, split up in the end anyway. The zookeeper and what's it? I think the monkey stayed with the woman.
What is this?
It's all there. It's
Honestly,
all on email,
what
mate.
is this story, man?
Your
It's amazing.
imagination.
Well,
you
look
should
it up.
write stories. You
Get
should
people-
write.
Get people to look it up. It's just put in monkey, chimp, Ollie, and it's all there.
Okay, that was episode 4 of the Ricky Gervais Show. The stories and the thoughts that Karl has are becoming more ridiculous than ever. And it's just crazy. But it's entertaining as hell. I mean, you can't deny that. The way they've put together everything and the animation, again, top notch. So, great episode. Let's continue this again. That's it for today. See you guys. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.